19-year-old Konnor Griffin, the talk of spring training already. 2 homers against the Red Sox yesterday in a Grapefruit League exhibition tilt. This is the back of the baseball card, if you will, and a player that has certainly not been a secret to our colleagues at MLB Pipeline, including Sam Dykstra, who joins us on the stove today. 2 homers yesterday, Sam. None of us are going to be surprised if he breaks camp with the big league team. What do you think the likelihood of his starting on opening day on the Pirates roster would be?
Yeah, I think, if you had asked me at the start of camp, I probably would have said about 50-50. And it feels like with every swing, that goes up 1% chance, right? So yesterday, it took a pretty big leap. It wasn't just the fact that he had a 2-homer day, right? It was the way in which he did it. You look at that first homer coming off Ranger Suarez, right? That is a legit MLB pitcher with playoff experience. And it was on a 2-1 count, a fastball count. Suarez even said this afterwards. He thought he could sneak a curveball by the young prospect, thinking he's going to be sitting fastball. He wasn't. He hooked it down the line over the green monster there at JetBlue Park. The next one was on an 0-2 count. It was a hanging sweeper, but still, you would think he's just trying to get something in play. Instead, it's going out 440 to left center. If you look at his prospect profile right now, I'd be confident that the defense could play, the speed could play, the arm could play in the majors right now. It's just, how is the bat going to do? Well, we know the power is there, right? You just hear the bat or the ball off the bat yesterday. The power is certainly there. It's just, is he going to have enough of a hit tool? He batted .333 last year at 3 levels. He seems to pass every test. I think if you look at it for the Pirates right now, Nick Gonzalez is their best starting shortstop option other than Konnor Griffin. If they think Griffin can even be somewhat good starting off, he has the other tools to carry him as he figures out the hitting.
Yeah, nice additional layer of info there.
Go ahead, Matt. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, I want to hit you with our schedule on the 30 clubs and 30 camps MLB Tonight features. Tonight, Phillies and Mets, and then later on, an hour later, Padres and Diamondbacks. So let's go through each of these camps and start with the Phillies. We were talking a little bit about Andrew Painter a moment ago. Is this the year that he breaks through and grabs a rotation spot in Philadelphia?
Yeah, it certainly seems like it's going to happen at some point. Now, is it going to happen out of camp? The way the rotation is kind of set up right now, he would probably be their number 5 starter. I mean, it's crazy to think a few years ago we were talking about Andrew Painter being in that Konnor Griffin spot, right? Breaking through to the majors so quickly in his career. But obviously Tommy John surgery wiped him out for a few years there. Came back last year, thought he would debut in the second half. It didn't work out. The Phillies have talked about his arm slot slowly floating down. They're trying to get that more consistently up. It seems to be working so far this spring. We haven't seen it yet in games, but JT Realmuto, the manager, Rob Thompson, all of them have said it's looking really promising. It's coming out of the arm really easy so far for Andrew Painter in spring. He said there's no limitations this year. It seems like if they think he's ready to go and that arm slot's going to be good, let him pitch important innings for the Phillies out of the gate.
Let's stay with the order here on these teams that were ticking off on 30 clubs, 30 camps, and go to the Mets. Carson Benge, young guy. Look, it's tough as a young guy to break into a team with a gajillion-dollar payroll. We see it in Los Angeles. We see that with the Mets. What's the likelihood that he's on the opening day roster?
Yeah, I don't know if I could put a percentage on it right now, but the telling thing for me, right, was Juan Soto being willing to go from right field to left field. Because when you looked at the Mets, opening day roster, they bring in Luis Robert to play center field. Juan Soto seemed entrenched in right, and Carson Benge, he's a former two-way player at Oklahoma State. He has the arm for right. It would be a little bit wasted in left field. So the fact that Juan Soto's already saying, hey, I'll be in left, put the guy with the strong arm in right, that's pretty telling for me out of the gate. He's going to be competing with Mike Tauchman. AAA, he had some struggles there to at least produce. I think part of that was just some unlucky stuff. Under the hood, he was much better. It's above average skills across the board. When we were putting together our top 100, he was somebody we consistently were being told, hey, push this guy higher. If he's got 55 to 60s across the board, that's really, really good, and that's going to play. If I were the Mets, I would want Benge getting comfortable in the major leagues, giving him access to that time and maybe really taking off after May, but he needs just to get that experience. And I would expect him to certainly be in the mix all spring.
Let's go to our 2 Cactus League teams tonight and start with the Diamondbacks. I think the Corbin Carroll injury kind of changes the calculus in the Arizona outfield. They want to have him ready for opening day, if not opening month, certainly. What about their top prospect, Ryan Waldschmidt, and the chances that he breaks camp with the team?
Yeah, I feel like I've been writing and talking about Ryan Waldschmidt to other people in baseball about being a dark horse so much to make the major league roster that he's not even a dark horse anymore. The fact that Alek Thomas is moving out of center field, they are trying Jordan Lawler in center. Ryan Waldschmidt, I think a lot of people thought coming out of college was going to be stuck in left, but they actually moved him to center at Double-A. The reports coming back on him were pretty good that he could handle that. He's got above average speed. So if that's where the hole is, and Jordan Lawler is not, he's an infielder, right? It's going to be a transition for him to center field. Waldschmidt, it's not as much of a transition. He has experience there. It's above average hit tool. He really is good at taking walks. He's good at hitting power. He can steal bags as well. He's a potential 2020 guy. He's not somebody with AAA experience yet, but if you send somebody to Reno, that's a launching pad, and he's not going to learn or necessarily develop there. If they think he's even ready and a better defensive option than Lawler, he's going to get a long, long look.
So if you've been writing about Ryan Waldschmidt forever, it feels like we've been reading about Ethan Salas forever, right? The catcher heir apparent in San Diego. Feel like he was 12 years old when he got to camp. Still a young guy at 19. Is this a season that we can see him at Petco Park?
Yeah, I think the big thing for Ethan Salas is going to be just health, right? He was somebody who last year was very limited by a back injury, got pushed aggressively to Double-A, probably shouldn't have been because he didn't have great results at High A the year before. So now we're going on 2 years of non-performance for Ethan Salas, or non-consistent performance. Everything I heard this offseason was that he's back to full strength. He's swinging the bat hard. He's in camp right now as a non-roster invite. And everybody who's seen him, I mean, from major leaguers on down, say he's an exceptional defensive catcher. It's smooth like butter back there. His work back there is really impressive, and that's something he could actually work on, watching pitchers, working with pitchers, even when he was rehabbing last year. But for me, he needs to establish himself first to be healthy and then to be productive at Double-A. I think the big thing I'm just going to be watching for is how much intent is he swinging with this spring. Put off the discussion about MLB debut until maybe 2027. But if you can get Ethan Salas in 100-plus games this year in the upper minors, that's going to be the biggest part for him as he gets into his 20s.
Great info on a series of prospects we're talking about with our friend Sam Dykstra. We appreciate the visit, Sam, and you can read his work on MLB Pipeline, one of our experts combing the minor leagues for information. We appreciate your time, Sam. Way to go.